Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of the Icelandic live dart stream here in Keflavik. 2 weeks ago, Vitor Chirua was successful in event number 2. Last week, of course, really anybody. We see Carl Helgi Jonsson 2 weeks ago firing that 164 finish in the semi-finals as he was just beaten by Vitor in that final. I'm excited to bring to you Robbie Dove. Robbie, welcome.
Thank you very much, Tom. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to Live Dart Iceland, bringing you another of arrows. Another tournament that is coming to with Dart Connect, so you can follow all of the statistics and whatnot online. And just as last time, we were in Keflavik. For those of you interested, Keflavik is another million miles away from the Blue Lagoon in Iceland, usually where you would fly into if you've got international flights. Nearest city, the nearest international airport, to Reykjavik.
If my memory serves me correctly, Robbie, Magnusson actually reached the semi-finals last time out when he got beat off Carl Helgi Jonsson.
Yes, I think you're right.
That was 164 when he was 2-0 down, came back and fighting that 164, which had us all on our feet, even in the commentary box.
That's it, yes. Spot on it. Show himself just some pretty solid stuff. Hit the trebles when he needed to. So, we all know that he knows what he's doing and he can pull out a result when he needs to. So, I think it might be a rather decent matchup. I don't see a sign on the screen which says join the dot squad on Patreon. If you do enjoy my dance, I need to donate a couple of pennies for our live streams. It's patreon.com/live dance Iceland. The information's on the screen now. If you're interested in sponsoring us to improve our streams, we've been doing this now for just over a year. I think May last year when we started out. Things are rather a little different. We didn't even have commentary when we first started. But now we're doing tournaments with many different people. So, Patreon, I'll bring you all evening by reminding you to do that. Yes, feel free to assist us.
And with the format being so short, Robbie, it's open to all sorts of drama in these matches. I mean, the last time out, Carl Helgi Jonsson actually trailed 2-0 before he went on 3-2 we've seen several players go 2-0 up and sort of relax too much, and then their opponent getting back into it, and it makes for a dramatic match.
Yeah, that seems to be a theme, I guess, going 2-0 up then losing. In such a short format, you know, the odd break of throw isn't unusual in this format as well, when you're averaging sort of 60 and a little higher than that. A break of throw is very, very doable. So, yeah, there's no such thing as a safety net. Even if you are 2-0 up or 2-0 down, it is getting over the finishing line, which can be easy. I've seen a little bit of Magnusson. I don't think I've seen too much of Simonsen. So, just based on experience and what I have seen, despite not having seen Simonsen play, I would still fancy my chances with Magnusson.
Skarða to throw for Thorólfur wins the ball. Best of 5. Game on.
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, quite a nice action there. Darts are going in at a slight angle. They cut through the air very quickly. And he's got
140.
But that 140, fantastic. Thanks for opening your visits if you want to show the world what you can do.
81.
Nice, solid straight darts from the pair of them though to kick off this match.
Based on those two visits, we could be watching anything.
81.
The treble 20s keep coming.
Magna at the moment.
50.
I think that was due to happen at some point.
111, the average, that's going to remain
100.
Another
intact.
solid score from Magnusson. Solid darts.
45.
Well, if he carries on his trend by hitting a treble 20, I mean, he stays straight, nothing's... There we go, the commentator's curse.
28.
I'm so... But he is still first to a finish. He's probably going to have 6 darts. In fact, will have 6 darts.
61.
152 then. Just above the treble. Look to set it up now.
60.
Have 92 when he comes back. Can he apply the pressure on this 92? No.
The answer is very much no. You can go for the treble 20. As well as the bullseye, you can. 20 was the intention.
52.
Nice setup to leave tops when he comes back.
No need to do any showboating.
26.
Simonsen started out fantastically. You know, both of them did hit those trebles, but he's still not on a finish. So double top. Well, I'd personally bust this, but it's not always so easy.
Go for the 19s here. Oh, he did go for the 19s. Oh, he burst his score here.
There you go. If that was deliberate or not, we're never going to know.
Intentionally.
57. Game shot.
There we go. First, probably the best thing to happen to him.
Great recomposure to fire the tops in the first attempt, and he breaks the throw with that tops as he looks to double his lead.
26.
But only 26 to kick things off. This could open the window.
His worst score so far, apart from the busting. There's a positive outcome in the busting.
Yeah, it was a great opening salvo. I mean, he kicked off at that 140, and then his opponent was firing 81s, and then he was getting solid guns. But I think the dropping in the scoring sort of had a knock-on effect.
24.
Well, I've just realised Magnusson, he couldn't stand any more upright. Very, very straight on his throw. Reminds me a little bit of Dimitri Vandenberg. No deviation in the stature at all. Posture remains as good as they get. Let's have a look again when Simonsen has a throw.
26.
Game's over, which, as Michael Van Gogh in last year's UK Open showed, can cause a few back issues.
43.
Both players are struggling to get off in this one. Just a nice ton or a ton 40 visit from any of them, and it'll open right up.
100.
There we go. Nice ton.
Urgent there.
Here's the response.
85.
85 will do in the context of this leg.
So over the weekend, Robbie, we had the Baltic
140.
Scandinavian PDC event.
Did indeed. Gothenburg, I believe, in Sweden.
Yeah, it was the European Tour qualifiers on the Scandinavian Pro Tour, I believe, as well.
Fantastic. Any idea how our boys did?
I know Halle, I think he got a win under his belt in the European events, and I think he got 3 wins under his belt in the Pro Tour. I think Madars Razma just about lost out to Magnus Karis. He qualified for the European Tour event along with Darius Labanauskas, who both qualify for the next lot of PDC European Tour events.
34.
Some of the big players from Europe.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent to offer actually in Scandinavia. There's so many names.
60.
Dennis Nielsen, Daniel Larsen, Madars Razma, the 2 players I've mentioned already. There's so much talent now from Scandinavia than been over the past few years.
47.
Yeah, there's a reason. Obviously, the PDC has gone to Copenhagen. It's going to Iceland in October in the form of a PDC Nordic and Baltic event. So yes, Scandinavia, and I think Eastern Europe as well, could be 2 of the possible places which could be focused on.
23.
Now, will this 120 go? Not now.
40.
He's going to have at least 3 darts at double 8 to double his advantage.
Hit double 8 in the last leg, and we're going to need 16s.
No.
And that's just crept into the 13s by the looks of things. So tops, or treble 2010s, or treble
Might go for
19s,
treble 13, possibly. 19s it is.
21.
Just slide off that barrel there. Oh, just outside. Well, 59 then.
Well,
So
he
break-
played a bit too safe with that last dart. 52, that's a miss. So it's possibly 20, could be 12.
12 would be the safer option.
Well, he went for 20, so I think he kind of demonstrated that. I think 12 as well, just because his final dart, he aimed to go with that to get down to double top. So, you know, why change the MO?
30.
Also, going with 12 is why you can't bust it. Even if you're at the treble, you're still left on a double.
No.
That's, as Hallie will tell you, he goes for treble all the time. That was a perfect double 16. It's a shame that wasn't what he was going for. Right in the epicenter of the bed.
Or break straight back. No.
Simonson, yes, can't hit the Mensa. It's a case of who actually hits this leg. He has hit it once before in this leg. Double 4, important dart.
12.
I think in a match like this where you're both missing so many doubles, it's just about having a minute, compose yourself and hit the double, but it's proving difficult for both players here.
14.
I mean, there is an argument in a match like this, as you say, when you do need to compose yourself, to maybe go for something a little bit out of the ordinary. I don't know what. Maybe try and refocus, because there we go, a few more misses there at double 2. If the norm isn't working, what the norm is. Well, that's a faster score. That was nearly a treble 17. That should have been miles away.
Just enough that barrel will do.
There we
There we go. Straight off the barrel. 2-0. Nice hold of throw there after. It was a scrappy end to the leg, but the scoring in the first 9 darts from the pair have not been so bad. The first leg was a lot better, the second leg maybe not so. The scoring is there, it's just the finishing the chances off.
45.
Certainly, Robbie, the winner of this match will have to sharpen up when it comes to the finishing stakes, but every match is different.
Every match is different as well, and it's brilliant. You see that so often. You can play substandard arrows in one game and in the other, as long as you don't let your mind think like win is a win, regardless of how you do it. So yeah, I'm sure we will see
45.
lift in the 45 Magnussen averaging 39 Simonson. So
60.
that's got a minute, you'd rather think. They'll have a little bit of a break. And they'll come back throwing some great stuff. And it's a bit of a shame because they started out, both of them, so promisingly. Throwing 81s for fun, throwing 140s for fun. It's stray darts, it would seem.
I do think if the pair of them, though, kept up that standard, I do think they'd both still be up there. I think when they see one player with a bad score, it sort of has a knock-on effect on the other player and they're sort of dragging themselves along.
I remember the first time I ever met a darts player was Simon Whitlock in a bookies in Bournemouth. He was doing a talk and a Q&A. He was there with Russ Bray, the referee, and I said, "What question do you want to ask?" So this is sort of numerous all the Kyle Andersons and the Corey Cadbys and the Tick Bridges of Australia. And I said, what's darts culture like in Australia? Because we know Paul Nicholson, who's British, but he's sort of adopted about home in Australia. But that's kind of it. We don't really know much about it. And Russ Bray made a very good point to say, you become better by playing better players. If you play people who've got good averages, you're probably going to get a good average. Lovely Tom, by the way, to leave himself on a very doable checkout. But yeah, so it's all about, bringing the standard up in the other player. That's why if you're playing someone who's playing, I remember Michael Van Gogh played Ted Hankey, who was playing very substandardly. And it was a hard game to win. It's hard when your opponent's playing badly. Now, that sounds ridiculous, but it really might be. Yeah, you've got that on. Look at those. Well.
Yeah, there's been so many classic games over the past. Both players have produced stratospheric averages. The Phil Taylor and Adrian Lewis semi-final of the Grand Slam is probably the best game I've ever seen ever.
2013, I knew you were going to say that.
Players.
I remember Vince Rod Studd on the commentary saying, I don't think I've ever seen a game where both players have played so well. You do get. And by the way, have a look at that.
The Icelandic double has been struck.
Yes, indeed it has. In excellent style as well. To half the arrears. Right. For that first start, that could slip.
Yeah, speaking of Ted Hankey there for a minute, him and my friend Chris Mason actually had the record for the most 180s in a match at the Lakeside. I think Hankey hit something like 23 180s or something in that particular game. And it was, just because it's video, everyone seems to tarnish it as rubbish. But back in the day, there was some fantastic matches.
Yeah, absolutely. When the PDC was inexistent and young. Yeah, you're right. It was, before the PDC, video was darts. So, yeah. Still, it's got its perks, it's got its place.
I'm sure we've not seen the last of Ted Hankey, though. I mean, he's still playing. He's very exciting. He was, in the past, he was very entertaining to watch, to say the least.
Always, yes. Character, Hankey, and as you said, does play. So I'm sure we'll be seeing him again at some point.
I remember the match against Simon Whitlock. Was it the Grand Slam?
18.
Where he came back from something stupid. I think he was like 7 or 8-1 down, and he sort of winded the crowd up, Hankey. And he got in Whitlock's head and he came back and won that.
I'm going to find out. I don't think it was the Grand Slam. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. Hank was playing very, very poorly. I'm sure he'd even take that. He turned it around and yeah, it was a case of basically momentum turned the switch. I think it was when Hanky joined the PDC full time, only for a very short period of time.
Yeah, I can confirm, Robbie. It was actually the Grand Slam in 2013. 6-1 down, he came back to win 10-9 in that particular one.
Oh, okay. Was the Grand Slam one, then fair enough.
And a win here for Gandar Magnussen, 3-1 victory. What are your thoughts on that one, Robbie? A nice finish there towards the end.
Absolutely, yes. He, he played darts. If I'm honest, numerous missed doubles from both could have been a game changer throughout. Well, we saw potentially both players. We saw some solid stuff. Both have a nice action. Both know what they're doing. Both can throw a very straight dart. Didn't see too many darts swaying like at the beginning of the match because of the 5 ones. But I'd say 3-1 in favour of Magnussen. Pretty fair.
Yeah, it was a strange match because, like you say, the start of the match, they were both scoring well, hitting pepper in the treble 20. Then we had the problems on the doubles, especially in the second leg, and then those last 2 legs, they both hit the double straight away. The double 10 to make it 2-1, and then the tops finished to win the match, and it was a great end on the doubles, and he's into the next round.
Yes. And in the PDC, we have witnessed Peter Wright win another title. Not a ranking major, but certainly one that he will welcome in the Melbourne Masters as part of the World Series of Darts. And I actually witnessed, unfortunately I wasn't watching that live or even when it was broadcast, in the UK on telly. But on the internet, I have seen something I've always wanted to see. Any guesses of what it is? I'll give you a clue. It involves Michael Van Gerwen.
The 3 bullseyes, Benny Chance.
Absolutely, yes. Something I've always wanted to see, and I knew he'd be able to do it at some point as well. It would be perfect to see him finish on that, but yeah. Wright had darts for the match. Van Gerwen was way back, so we thought, hey, let's fire in 3 at the ball. And he did, and all of them hit the bullseye. See it, I would strongly recommend it. None of them hit the middle of the bullseye either. All of them were sort of around the edges. Just type in Van Gerwen 3 bullseyes or something on YouTube.
I have actually seen him attempt it a few times. This game in Darryl Gurney in the Pro Tour this year, and I think he was in a similar situation. He did try the 3 bulls then. He has actually finished the game with 3 bulls on the Pro Tour as well.
Wow, well, I did not know that. I have seen him attempt it a few times. I've seen him attempt to finish it a few times. The other thing I'd like to see, which I don't think we'll ever see unless it's in an exhibition or something, is 367s for a 9-darter. I've seen 3 bullseye finishes for a 9-darter in Mensur Suljevic. It wasn't in a major, it was in
German Super League, I believe it was.
There we go.
The 170, 170, 161, is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, that will be the one. That's rather impressive.
I think that's typical Mensur as well, right out the ordinary.
Absolutely. Anyone's going to do it, Mensur is.
I think the World Grand Prix is going to be an interesting event as well, Robbie, with the double start format with no room for error on the doubles. It's going to be a wide open tournament, I think.
I do like it. It is one of my favourites. Dublin in Dublin. Change things up a bit. It allows Darryl Gurney. I'm going to guess that Van Gerwen will be victorious because his doubling is very, very good.
I think after the match play as well, though, there's going to be so many players to watch out for who you wouldn't necessarily look out for before, the likes of Joe Cullen, Jeff Bizarre. There's going to be a lot of names to look out for.
This one being the obvious one. It's quite funny because Live Darts Iceland are looking at implementing a dress code in line with sort of the PDC, just because obviously when it does go to Iceland, if they were to stream together, there are quite strict sanctions. So the PDC can wear a proper shirt, proper trousers, and proper shoes. Got a feeling that Mr. Alex Jewasson, his shirt wouldn't be appropriate in the world of Keflavik Arts Corporation.
Sort of like a Peter Wright shirt for the other guy, very, very bright shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Thorgeir Gudmundsson plays Alex Jewasson. He likes Alex Jewasson. And he gave me a lift, Alex Jewasson, back from Harfdalgjör, up north to Reykjavik. So this was ages ago, but thanks anyway, Alex. Alex represented Iceland in the World Cup of Darts in Kyoto. I think, was it Kyoto? I know it was in Japan. Anyway, both of these we have seen on the Live Darts Iceland stream before. This man, Thorgeir Gudmundsson, is one of the best darts players in Iceland.
And he's got his darts looks very similar to John Lowe's with the pear-shaped flights, the grip in the centre a bit chunky. And look at this for an attempt.
Well, I'm telling you, Alex has improved over the last 12 months, definitely. And I'd like to hope we will see more of him.
Yeah, has a look at the Daniel Bryan of the darts world with that beard. Makes it number 20. Nice 85 visit. They're both scoring pretty well at the start of this one. If Alex can fire in a ton here, it'd be absolutely perfect. Just into the 5. 44, 144 remaining. There's just over 100 in front. A nice ton here will apply the pressure. Just into the treble 5. Oh, he's got 6 starts from 144 here. Lucky with the last start there. 66 remaining. Look at this, can he fire in this one maybe? Nice 140 to leave 46. Maximum pressure.
So 66. What's left? So 16 maybe. Well. After we see this winning leg, we will have a change up in the let's just see if Peter... Sorry, Thorgeir can hit top 10. He can.
Superb finishing.
Well, I shall be off for the next few moments, and we will try. Christopher, hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to everyone, or morning, or night, wherever you are on our beautiful planet.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello. Hope you're well, Tom.
Yeah, very good, my friend. A nice start to the evening here in Keflavik.
Yeah, it's always beautiful. It's great to see a tournament here. Like we said, Alex, we have seen before, and Thorgeir we've seen many times before, so this should be a very good tournament as usual.
Yeah, well, he did quite superb. He actually took out 186 in 5 darts, 140 followed by the 46 checkout. So a superb show of finishing.
Pretty decent, I would say.
Because I do think at this level, if you can finish well, then you're going to win a lot of the matches, because we've seen where the players are scoring well at the start of legs, but sometimes there's a bit of drama there with the missed doubles from a couple of players, and then if you can get your finishing game together, then you're going to win a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's the thing we've seen in the PDC and BDO. I mean, we've seen players have like, they bang the 100, 140s, 180s, and then it comes to doubles, they have like 20%, and then they lose the games.
Yeah, you see that sometimes with Michael Van Gerwen was playing Peter Wright actually the weekend. His average was a lot higher than Wright's, but he was taking the crucial finishes at the pivotal times in the match, the 130s, the 80 to 120 finishes
Exactly.
are ever so crucial.
I mean, I remember one of my best mates, Dennis Nilsson, played against Daryl Gurney in the European Tour Championship like a year ago, and I think it was like a difference of 13 points, and Dennis won 6-5. So we take the doubles.
Yeah, I do remember that game quite well actually on the European Tour. He's been very good on the European Tour, Dennis Nilsson. Very, very strong player.
Yeah, and luckily for us now, he played the Challenge Tour. He's ranked number 2 after phenomenal Michael Barnard. Michael Barnard's already qualified, I would say. He's 6 tournaments left, or 8 tournaments, and lead by a couple of thousands pounds. So hopefully for us as Swede, Dennis will come in second place and take a tour card. And like you say, he played well, so hopefully he will continue his good run in the Challenge Tour.
Yeah, he's certainly representing Sweden very, very well. He's a big guy as well, he's Dennis, and in the Challenge Tour he's playing very consistent. He won, I think, has he won 1 or 2 events, and he's very consistent.
He won one.
One event. I think that was against Harry Ward, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And Berlin in the semi-final, and Boris Koltsov from Russia in the quarterfinal. So it was a good run.
Yeah, and it's only going to get better if he does get his tour card. Then it's very good. But it's good that he's getting so many opportunities, because if he's considering he's so high in the Challenge Tour, when players drop out of the Pro Tour, he can enter them. Then he can play the Challenge Tour and he can play the European Tour as well. So there's a lot of opportunity there for him.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see him on the biggest stages, because he played on all the big stages. He played Lakeside Watch Championship, World Cup of Darts, and all the big tournaments. So hopefully we see him play in more big tournaments. And in 2019, and 2020, he play in the World Championship, hopefully.
So Gudmundsson wants tops here, or just inside, but he'll come back because Alex is back on 174.
And I just wonder, what is the odds that Torgio will hit the double 10? You called it in the last game, and we think we all decided the Icelandic double.
It's famous. It always gets hit. Gets hit so often.
It's 2 good markers, though. Yes, on the barrel. Oh, he missed.
Okay. Maybe in the back of his mind, he's thinking Alex is back on 147.
Yeah, he should come back on double 10, but who knows? Yeah, he will come back for double 10.
I wonder what the percentage is, Christopher, on all the matches that have been streamed, and how many legs have ended with double 10. It must be up there.
Yeah, it was I saw a list in the PDC of like the most hit double and the least hit checkouts. And I would say on Iceland, the most common checkout is 20.
Yeah, because a lot of players leave tops and sort of go inside and then hit the double 10 so often. It's sort of a balance from going up, switching down, and then they normally find it straight away.
Exactly. And unlucky for Alex, he had 100 left, hit single 5, triple 19, and miss double 90. So let's see if Torgio can hit, yes, double 5 for 2-0 lead.
Great double. It can be a very tricky double 5, Christopher.
Yeah, it is. Like, you miss the first dart, you still have to go for the second dart. If you go inside, you're on an odd number, you can't check it out. And the thing is also here, when it's a short format of 5 legs, 2-0 is a huge lead.
But we have seen it so often where players have gone 2-0 ahead and then sort of switched off. We've seen it with Helge last week as he got to the final win, 2-0 down, gets to 2-2, fires in a 1-6-4 finish for 12 dart leg to reach the final, and then Vitor wins in the final. But we've seen so many games go 2-0, 2-1, and it looks like a commanding lead, and then it's sort of turned around.
That's the thing when it's such a short format. I mean, if you're 2-0 up, it's only one break.
Yeah, as well with the when doubles are missed so often as well, the breaks of throwers sort of quite easily come along, and it's just a case of taking a second, holding your nerve, and hitting the double.
Now is something happened with my Wi-Fi. Again, stop lagging, please.
There's nothing really in this third leg. Both relatively level in the scores, but this visit could change that.
Beautiful 133
Nice.
from Alex.
133, superb.
We really needed Weapon to take a commanding lead in this leg, 110 points ahead. So it darts and win this leg. It's 2-1 and still an open affair. So you're not sure to win if you're 2-0 up, or you're not sure to lose if you're 2-0 down. So Alex can continue on that treble 19, leave himself in 160 or something. Unfortunately, only 29. So a big score here is very much back and forward.
I think if you're struggling to find your range on a certain treble, guys, 140 there from Goodmanson. A nice, if you're not finding your range on the treble 20, you switch to 19s and you're finding it, then stay there. That's what he did there, and it didn't quite work out. But
exactly. And also remember, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, we have a little competition right now. When we reach 500 subscribers, we will have a little lottery where the winner gets Mark Webster signed darts. So please subscribe on YouTube, and hopefully you'll be the winner for a new brand set of Mark Webster's signed new darts.
now Goodmanson is the favourite to take the match now. 65 left, unless Alex can put quite a lot of pressure on this. Nice first two, nice ton, leaves 84. Does put pressure on this 65 visit. That's in the fourth.
4 must go 11.
11 or risk the 25. I don't think he'll risk the 25.
No, I must go 11 for the
Oh, he
side.
has. Double 18 then. Oh, just outside.
To be honest, I think it's fair when you miss the double 18. You can't go that route. When you're on 61, your opponent's on 84. You have to go for the 11s.
Misses a single number there and misses an attempt at a double. So double 18 for Goodmanson for the match. And a 3-0 win. There it is. 3-0 victory there. Probably Alex played very well according to the last leg there, and it just proves that one visit of say 1 to 140 can change the complexion of a leg, and it just did that.
And we're still also in the background. It looked like Matti won his game also. And like always, if you have a question or some advice what we can do better or anything else, feel free to put it up in the chat here on Facebook. Unfortunately, I can't check the YouTube and the Periscope. I check here on Facebook on my cell phone. So if you have any questions or advices or anything what we can do better, put them in the chat and we'll answer them as soon as we can.
So, Christopher, did you see much of the Nordic and Baltic European Tour qualifiers and the Scandinavian Pro Tour over the weekend?
Unfortunately, I wasn't in Gothenburg. I couldn't afford it. Otherwise, I would be there. But I heard, like always, Darius Labanauskas play amazing. Unfortunately, Kim Viljanen missed a 9-darter on double 18. And one of the Pro Tour finals and qualification between Darius and Marco Kantele. 6-5 to Marco, and the longest leg was 21. I think it was like 2 or 3 11-darter, 1 12, 13, 14. So this Baltic tour is starting to get really, really good. And it's great to see because normally during the years of this competition, Finland have totally dominated this tour. But now we see Latvia with Mados Rasma, Lithuania, Darius Labanauskas, and we see a couple of Swedes and a couple of Danish. So, I mean, the development we have seen on this Scandinavian tour has just been amazing.
Yeah, and there's some terrific talent out there in Scandinavia. Magnus Karras is another player. I think he qualified for the European Tour event with Darius at the weekend as well.
I know Daniel qualified to one. I think it was Daniel, Darius, and Marco Kantele. I'm not sure 100%. Magnus have been in the top of Sweden for 30 years. Amazing player, very humble player. I mean, we already have, all Nordic players have a huge amount of respect for Magnus. You can never underestimate the player. I mean, he's playing for over 30 years, playing the top of 30 years. Just an amazing player.
And I believe we're just about to watch a quarter-final match featuring Peter Goodmanson. This is one of the players who will be in the quarter-finals on this stream.
Yeah, hopefully I will be on this stream in like 1.5 months. So hopefully I will go to Iceland on the last Scandinavian PDC Nordic and Baltic tournament on Iceland in the first weekend of October. And if I'm there, I will guarantee you will see me on the stream, not as a player, but as a caller. Because if something very weird would happen, I will not play in the finals.
Is that something you want to get into or you've done much before? Or?
Yeah, I actually have the privilege to be the caller twice on Nordic Cup. It's our version of the Six Nations. I've been caller for a couple of Grand Prix tournaments in Sweden. I've been caller for the Super League finals, the district championship in Stockholm. So I've done that a lot. The PDC qualification tour. So yeah, I've done my share bits of the qualification tours when it comes to calling, and my dream is to be a caller.
Yeah, speaking of darts in Sweden, the Swedish Open is an event that I've always wanted to go to and shown a lot of interest in. I remember my good friend Jamie Hughes, he won the Swedish Open a few years ago. He beat Mark McGeaney 5-0 in one of the finals there. And the
Yeah.
standard you play in the Swedish Open is it's normally streamed as well. The averages are displayed on screen, and it's normally a great event to watch.
Yeah, it's a great tournament to be. Unfortunately, at the final board, it's a pretty small venue, so not so many in the crowd like we see in the other tournaments. But it's a great tournament, many good players there. I would say my greatest memory of the Swedish Open, I don't remember the year, it was like 2012 maybe, something like that. Me, a former very talented player, Marcus Koronen, played for the national team in Sweden. He was 16 years old. He beat Phil Taylor, for an example, so he's a very talented player. And Jamie Lewis from Wales. We took the microphone from Richard Ashdown, Little Richie, very nice guy also. And we put out, because we're all Liverpool fans, so sorry for the out there if you support other teams, but I love this story. And we put out You Never Walk Alone. That's Liverpool's song, we say. And we started screaming during the whole venue. And people started joining. So I stood with Marcus Cornet and Jamie Lewis just screaming You Never Walk Alone through the whole venue of Swedish Open.
Yeah, I believe Jamie's a huge Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of Liverpool fans actually within the PDC. There's quite a lot. Robbie
Yeah,
Green
I
being
remember.
probably one of the most famous Liverpool
Yeah, he
fans.
walked
And
into You
Stephen
Never Walk
Bunting
Alone.
as well. Yeah, I remember the European Tour. Robbie Green actually came out to You Never Walk Alone.
Yeah.
I had all the crowd singing, thousands of German supporters singing along, and that was brilliant.
The thing is also that song, I mean, Liverpool have it. Celtic, I believe, was the first team to have it.
Yeah.
And Borussia Dortmund have it. So when Liverpool played Borussia Dortmund 2 years ago in the Europa League semi-finals, I mean, if you're a Liverpool fan and haven't seen it, go to YouTube, search for Dortmund versus Liverpool. You Never Walk Alone. Amazing.
Yeah, probably Borussia Dortmund support is massive. The noise that comes out of that place is unbelievable. A bit like Bayern Munich as well. They have their support is so passionate.
Yeah. The craziest chant I ever heard, I think is Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm sorry for butchering that word. Tom, do you know Pippi Longstocking?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a song from Pippi Longstocking as their song to the team. So I show it to my mom, and she just stopped laughing. So, what is this? You don't recognize the song? Yeah, it's Pippi Longstocking. And they sing it on a football game. Yep.
En við erum subscriber eitthvað tegund er það bara bara telur.
So hopefully I will see, I mean, when we see in October, the first weekend, I can say we will see a couple of big players there, because we know some people have to go to the tournament to be qualified for the PDC Championship. So if you're from Iceland, or you're from another Baltic country and have the opportunity to go to Iceland and play this tournament, do it. Because if you're also lucky, you can just participate and get 50 euros. Because normally in the last competition, it's not many starts. So you're going to be just in the second round directly and win 50 euros without even playing a game.
Superb, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it costs you 30 and you get 50.
Why not do it then? Why not do it?
Exactly.
So who would you say, Christopher, is the favourite to pick up the title today? I'd say Vitor's got a good chance.
Vitor's always top player, but I mean, we have seen Matthias, because we haven't seen him live, but we know he practiced really good. So I hope for Matthias to take this tournament, because he's practicing good, and when he gets his A game on, he's very good. He's a straight throw. It's a very straight throw, just banging in the board. So hopefully he will find his A game today, and then I hope he wins this tournament. And you can never underestimate also Peter. We have seen him in one couple of our tournaments on the stream. So I would say, I hope for, I say it like this. I hope for Matti. I think Vito will win, and my outsider is Peter.
Yeah, Matty has got a nice, solid, straight action. The follow through is nice and straight. It's nice to look at, and he fires in them treble 20s for fun. Maybe a lot of these matches on the Icelandic dart streams are very dramatic, and because everyone misses doubles. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's the crucial times when they do miss them that the tournament is open to anybody. Anybody can hit the big scores, ton to ton 40. It's just the timing of it all.
Exactly. And the thing is also when you only play best of 5 legs, anything can happen.
Yeah, because when I was watching that Carl Helge Jonsson match 2 weeks ago when he hit that 12 dart for the 1-6 finish,
Yeah.
2-0 down, he was absolutely nowhere. He was struggling. He wasn't hitting doubles. He wasn't scoring well. He was completely out of the game, and you thought 3-0 really game over. And then he got 2-1, got a bit of confidence going, and then it got it back to 2-2. A bit of missed doubles from his opponents, and then he just pulled that 1-6-4, a 12 dart leg out of nowhere.
That's just amazing.
And it just shows what confidence can do, winning a leg that maybe you shouldn't have done, getting back into the game. You're so much
Exactly.
confidence and that extra push to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, if you're missing doubles, I mean, say for example, I miss 3, 6, 9 doubles, and the opponent hits a double correctly, they get confidence of it. It's a confidence boost for them. But for me, as I miss, I don't feel confident next time I go for a double.
Yeah, the game is such mental. It's probably about 60-70% mental than it is to actually just throwing at the board.
Yeah.
There's so many thoughts going through your head when you're playing darts as well. I mean, like you said, if you go to a double and you miss it and the dart goes in a funny angle and you miss and you continue to miss, then you sort of think, I'm never going to hit this.
Exactly. I mean, I remember when I had problems with my doubles, I always watch a game. It's between Paul Nicholson and Phil Taylor at the Players Championship 2010. They played in the semi-final, and the score was 7-7, and Paul was 100% on his doubles. He haven't missed a double. And the thing is, I mean, it was like he checked out 46 and 74, something like that. It was like 121, 130, 170, 96. He checked out high checkouts. And when you get that, of course, your opponent gets so lucky because, oh, he can hit everything. I can't give him a chance on a double. If I miss a double, he will shake it out. And when you have that advantage on your opponent, then it's very good.
So it looks like the draw is opening up nicely. Vito managed to win 3-0 in his very first game. See, Peter, he won 3-0 in his first match. Carl Helge Jonsson, another close 3-2 victory in his opening round match. Matty with a convincing 3-0 win. Garda, Agnes, his opening match, and the tournament's really opened up nicely.
And I'm actually pretty sad I couldn't go to Swedish Open this year because one of my favorite players, because I just think he's a cool guy, will come, and it's Andy Hamilton, the former World Championship runner-up, will come to Swedish Open this year.
Yeah, and of course, Andy actually hit a 9-darter recently as well on the tour.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sad when you see so good players disappear.
Well, we mentioned that word confidence, Christopher, and for these players, with the game being 70% mental, like I said there, Wes Newton, former world number 5, former Premier League player, his confidence lacked and lacked, and his form dipped and dipped, and within a flash and a blink of an eye, he was dropped out of the top 32, then the top 64, and before you know it, he's out. He's lost his tour card. He's back in the BDO. Same with Andy Hamilton, former World Championship finalist, former top 10 player. He's the same, slipped down the ranking. Now he's looking to start it all over again now in the BDO.
Yeah. I mean, we see a couple of players during the years have done that and go back to QT school and hope for a good result. I mean, we see Peter Manley, we've seen John Park, and a big shock for me, last Q school, Peter Everson. And it's great to see a legend as Peter Everson trying to get to the PDC. So I have a friend on Facebook here. He's asking who the other guys. Actually, we are 3 person here on the stream. It's me, Christopher from Sweden, and we have Robbie from England. He's not here at the moment, and hopefully my co-worker is with us. So if you can introduce yourself also for the crowd.
Hello, it would appear Thomas going to finish up quickly. Maybe if I jump in his grave quickly, he might let me commentate on this game.
So, no problem. But like we said, we have Robbie. He's from England. So we have heard him a couple of times. And we have a new guy here. He's Tom, and his second week.
So it looks like me and Christopher will be bringing you this one. The little man is Alex Manny Peterson, son of Peter Goodmanson. Who's this man throwing now? We also have Jonsson, whose first name isn't Helgi, it's his middle name, but I like the name, so I just call him Helgi. Helgi Jonsson. His real name is Carl. And 2 lovely trebles there. In the driving seat for this leg.
And for you that remember our last stream, we talked about this before, but Helgi finished his semi-final with a 12 darter and 164 checkout.
And what a checkout that was.
Unfortunately, it was my time to miss it. We have seen 2 164s before. I've seen them both, and unfortunately, Robbie haven't been us when the first 2 happened. But lucky for him, he saw this one.
Indeed, the first thing I did was message you, saying, "Ha! I saw one."
That's correct.
85.
I think like my highest checkout during a game is 158. I have thrown twice 170 in a game, but that was to leave 16 most of the time.
You attempted 170 to finish.
Yeah, actually, I missed twice yesterday.
The bull or the trebles?
No, the bull.
Wow.
And to be honest, I wasn't even close. I was like 2 inches from the bullseye.
Well, that is still impressive.
So I got 2 chances yesterday at 170, and unfortunately, I didn't hit one of them. It looks like he throw 76 and leave him on 14. That's not correct. It sure should be 14. Yeah, exactly. Now it's correct. Come on, let's do it. Oh, I like you 125. It would be so great to see Alex score 180 on stream.
And there we go. It's a good job we did need 14. Because he hit double 7.
Yeah, start off with a 21 dart. That's decent, just comfortable. 21 darts.
92.
And like you see now on the live stream, if you look under the scoreboard, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign Mark Webb's dart giveaway will be when we receive 500 subscribers.
Well, Alex would love a couple of trebles there. He's changed his MO to go to the 19s, which can sometimes be effective. Unfortunately, can't hit one on this occasion.
But I think it was better thrown darts. It was a very good. It was more composed darts than it was earlier when he really aimed and tried to hit a treble 20. Now yes, go for 19s and don't aim too much and go with a feeling.
25.
And Michalis, I will not even try to pronounce your last name because I will totally butcher it. Hello from Iceland, and I say hello from Sweden, and welcome to the stream. We will see Helge on 93 when he's coming back, and when now Alex is not on a checkout, I would prefer to see treble 19 for double 18. Okay, that was a little new route, I would say. You go for the treble 20 on 93. I don't know why. I can't even explain why. I know many crazy routes, but that was, I think, the most crazy I ever seen.
Okay.
But he checked out, so I shouldn't say too much.
66.
66 is okay.
Yeah, he started with 166 good points. If he has hit one treble or 60 in every throw in this kind of game, you're very much ahead of your opponent. Like we see now how Helgi saw with 100, 66, and 100.
31.
So let's see if Helgi can leave a good checkout. Yeah, he should leave a checkout. Yeah.
100.
Leave on 135 when it's going back. 160.
Through very well thrown darts as well.
41.
So let's see now. Treble 17. Double 15.
Well, that will do. What's he aiming for? That's
He has some crazy checkouts too, because like we saw in the last leg, on 93 he started on treble 20. So I think Helgi knows something that we don't know.
maybe. Anyway, many options here. 19 for nothing isn't one of them. 3 for double 6 was one of them.
3 for double 6 or 7 for double 4.
Yeah, probably be 7 for double 4.
So double 4 for the match. Double 2.
And not far away with any of those darts.
I'll leave him on the madhouse when he's coming back.
Which means Alex does have a chance here. Carl Helgi is very capable of being number 1. But at the same time, it ain't always so easy.
Sometimes it is.
And the match. Carl Helgi Jonsson sails through.
Yeah, it was a decent game.
Magnusson.
32 in average.
.33, I think.
Yeah.
I spoke to Matty and said he's going to win this tournament. Is that even a question? Of course I am. He is still in. It's good to see him reach the latter stages of a knockout tournament. Do hope we can see him on the stream here.
So guys, I will be off for the next game, and you will hear Tom and Robbie coming back. So I will see you soon, and have a great next game.
I've not told who the next game is. I don't know if Tom has.
And we saw also in the background that Matti won again. So now we're off. Thank you guys.
Matty responsible for our streams.
I do know that if Matty did win his game, then he will face Carl Helgi Jonsson in the semis.
Really hope that's streamed. We're both 3. Really.
And looking at the bracket, that should be the next stream match.
If it is, it's going to be quite special.
And it could be possibly Peter and Vitor in the other semi. if they can both come through their quarter-final matches. But Vitor is 2-1, so
Wow. Clash of the Titans of the regulars, Matty, Peter, and Vitor. Johnson, who's had a fantastic couple of weeks. And it will be the most open bracket, or the most open section of a tournament we've seen for a very long time. Halley, by the way, for those of you wondering, I don't believe he entered today. Don't think he's even in the country, so that will explain why you haven't seen or heard of him for today.
looking at the averages there's been some decent 70-plus averages, a couple right across the board there. Probably not the standard we've seen 2 weeks ago, but the Vitor there, 78.5 in his last final 2 weeks ago. But we've seen a couple of 70-plus averages. The standard is creeping up there consistently.
Peter looks like he's one leg away. Vitor looks like he is 2-1 down. So it is all very interesting. Thorgeir, we did see him earlier, very talented dance player.
Vitor has just levelled the score up to 2-2, and that's the last leg decider to decide that one.
It is a straight 501 shootout.
Peter has gone through his quarter-final match, so he'll face the winner of Vitor and Gudmundsson. So yeah, probably this tournament is definitely wide open now. There's three names out of the four that you say are all capable of winning this event.
Connects TV match between Gudmundsson and Charua. Thorgeir and Vitor, that is. In front of me. And Vitor has hit back-to-back 1-2-1s. He's on 130 for the match. Gudmundsson back on 259.
It's safe in that position as well that he will get into the semis, but anything's possible. Missed doubles, drama, we've seen it all in the Darts Iceland live stream, haven't we, Robbie?
Absolutely. Got 6 darts at least on 130. Gudmundsson back on 227. So if he does hit the treble 20, he may want to go for another option, such as the treble 10. Well, he's hit 65 to leave 65, so he should have matched darts on his next return. On his return, sorry.
So that looks like he had a dart at the then for the 130.
Not quite, would have left 25. Anyway, 65, so.
Yeah, it's so difficult sometimes the Dart Connect system is to see what they've gone for in particular finishes because it just displays the score and not the route.
Yeah, that's the one sort of drawback, but it is useful for certain elements. I guess it's, how easy can it be to, like, Goodmanson hit himself 100. He's now on the Icelandic.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
So excited. It's such a state looking at the screen. And he hasn't managed to do it, so he's got 5 left. Peter Goodmanson, 83. Sorry, Thorgeir Goodmanson, 83.
Nothing is ever straightforward in these events.
Right, we've seen missed doubles before. We will see missed doubles again. If you're on the Dark Connect TV, T111 is the code to see this game, or what's left of this game. It might be nothing. And
Goodmanson has done it
in 3 darts. Has shocked. He thought he was your favourite to win. 71 against that last would have the higher average, both of which hits club plus.
So yeah, this tournament is now blown even more wide open.
Well, shocking that, we do know he won here a couple of weeks.
This game, Bobby, I'm looking forward to this game so much. 2 great players with solid throwing action. It should be a very, very good match to watch.
Should I look forward to it? So we have 2 Goodmansons. Final.
Yeah, I do believe it'll be Matti against Carl Helge Jonsson on the streaming board next in the semi-finals.
Indeed. Can't go final. Instead, it will be an All Goodmanson semi-final. Or as I call him, Helgi. Mattias Berg Fredriksson. Other. Peter Ulrich Goodmanson. Thorgeir.
Yeah, he's been playing some quite consistent stuff as Helge. Reached the final of the last event, two weeks ago, and now he's in his second semi-final in 2 showings. So he's playing some good stuff.
Good. Talking of rankings, watch this space. We may well have a very special. I don't know if it's public news yet or what. So I'm not going to say it just yet. But Live Darts Iceland, let's just say there's a project in place. Will make the whole Live Darts Iceland experience even better. I'm going to put my next line here and say that it's going to work. He told me he's going to work. He told me.
I think it is dual wing because look at his action. The dart's going perfectly. I love the way his dart centre the ball. Look at that.
And also,
love the way they sort of dip in.
It's overdue. We haven't seen him play at the stream for a while. I mean, he can't always commit to it. That's why his ranking over the next couple of years might never be as high as he might like, just because he can't play every single event. But in the last one we commentated on, he was knocked out in the very early stages, maybe even in the first round, so we didn't get to watch that. Yeah, it's certainly overdue a win, or at least a final appearance. He throws anything like his practice darts, then he's in for a great shot.
can't remember the last time I was this excited about 2 matches. And I've put in a request, can it possibly large team both semis. I doubt it'll be honoured just because of timings. They may well have to show the clash of the Goodmansons on the other streaming board. On the other board. But one day I'd like to do it, so maybe we can have a streaming board each and have a full commentary each.
Yeah, it would be nice. The sport in Iceland is growing all the time, and the popularity of the streams that we continue to bring to you are rising in numbers all the time, and I'm sure that in the future it could be a unique possibility.
Definitely, yeah, and it's not too hard to achieve. Streaming job's easy by any imagination.
60.
Nice solid 60 to kick things off. As Johnson piles into the 60.
100.
Nice solid ton in response to the 60 from Matty. Such a solid action, Matty is. Even when they do miss, the very unlucky misses.
They miss with conviction.
Straight all the way. Yeah, they're straight all the way through. There's no loose starts.
It's almost like I don't want to commentate whilst he's throwing, just because his face is the picture of concentration. Of course, he can't actually hear me, but it feels right. It's just a bit like you're commentating golf for the radio. Just go very quiet.
Yeah, speaking of that, do you remember the famous Sid Waddell moment when Taylor was on the 9-darter? And
it was brilliant. I was watching that the other day, and it goes like this! And then it did distract him, but he still hit the next dart. Yeah, that was...
He sort of stopped in astonishment. I think he went for the treble 15, did he?
100.
And then missed it.
The next start he did hit, so Sid done well. Was that the Las Vegas Desert Classic?
I'm not too sure, you know.
I do remember a while ago, Dennis Priestley got distracted by something in the Desert Classic. Because it's such a quiet crowd there. I mean, I was in the US Darts Masters a couple of weeks ago.
140.
It's a quiet crowd. I will be quiet here as we see the checkouts start. 151. It's very on now. Treble 17. Well, I think you'll be disappointed with that.
Upstairs again now, surely. Oh, he's not done. Double 18, he's in, and he takes the first leg. Hell, Johnson. Or Carl, as he's formerly known.
Indeed, it's against the throw, and it was a lovely dart. It perforated the skin of the dart, what I say it'll do, but right in the middle of the bed. It's going to hit double 18. That is the textbook way to do it. Helgi one. Matty.
Looks like Matty's playing the role of referee as well.
I'm not used to a bright yellow shirt for Matty, who usually wears kind of a Hearts variant of his football shirt. He plays for Grindavik. And yeah, they play in yellow.
Come on, Helgi. 140. Leaves him nicely placed at the start of this second leg, but here comes Matty.
100.
A nice ton there of his own. Look at this.
But Helgi is well in there, even if it's only a ton. Maybe a little disappointing considering the first start, but it's all right. You're right about his misses. When I say his misses, I don't mean his wife. I mean darts that don't quite go in the treble. It's still thrown with conviction. And those first two darts on another day, what could well have been straight in the middle of the treble 20. So at this rate, it does look like Helgi may well take this leg. I don't think he's going to go for 3 bullseyes somehow, but you never know.
Yeah, I think if he pitches his dart just over the top of the treble, they're just going to cannon off the barrel and slide in. Very similar to the way Gary Anderson's darts sit in the board. If he gets it below the treble 20, which he very rarely does, then he's got problems. But when they sit just over the top of it, then he
119.
great visit of 119 there to put some pressure on.
And then two at tops. He will feel the pressure. Isn't a bad guide. It is a bit high, but it's nice and central.
He's still got time to get the double. He's looking at his watch there.
Yeah, they don't close till midnight, so it's fine.
I think I thought it was on some sort of power play there. We have to
70, so now it's across the bullseye. And a dart at bullseye he's got beautifully struck.
superb finish under a lot of pressure as well.
And I like the way he didn't even think about the treble 20. Didn't even consider it. And it paid off. 1-1, and it is a break back, so we are right.
This match has definitely lived up to its expectations so far. Both players finding the treble 20 with ease. The doubles are going straight in, and it's everything we expect it to be, really.
I don't know if I said this last time, maybe I did, but Helgi reminds me a bit of Jeff Smith, the way hair, passes.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely got the look.
Got the power to silence. Happy.
So how was your trip to Las Vegas, Robbie? Did you enjoy watching the CDC guys?
I did. It was good fun. I enjoyed watching them. I enjoyed interviewing. Well, I only interviewed one, DJ Sayer. I would have interviewed Dawson Moshe. It would have been nice to do so, but I think he was a little bit busy playing darts, so I thought maybe that. Weather was absolutely roasting to the nth degree. About Celsius. Whenever I met them, the first thing we said was, "So this weather." If you do want to hear me and a darts player talk about the weather, the live darts, the darts podcast by Live Darts Iceland on iTunes. Check that out. I'm hoping to have some watching soon as well. But did I enjoy it? Yes, I did. Lovely to see Rob Cross reach another final, which at that time bumped him up to the top of the order of merit for the World Series. Don't know where he is now, but.
Did you manage to watch any of the qualifiers? You know, the North American Championship, the 4 qualifying events was you there in time for that?
Fortunately not. No, it would have been brilliant. It would have been absolutely fantastic. It had a real Q school vibe to it. Lots and lots of players over 4 long days or 4 long days. Unfortunately I wasn't quite there in time for that. But I did manage to watch the American Championship, and then, of course, the US Darts Masters. Some names I was looking out for. I would have loved to see Leonard Gates. I'd love to see him featuring amongst the US players. I also would have loved to see Chris Lim. Main reason, Chris is very, very talented dart player, but his dad is an absolute legend. And I deemed that if Chris was there, his dad may well have been there as well. And meeting that man would be a dream come true for me. But of course, that's not
tops here, Helgi. Just inside of that one. And it's there.
There indeed. Brilliant adjustment. It did stop, not always the right thing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff about Chris Lim, but I've never actually seen him play. He used to do a lot of the CDC events, but he's not done so much this year. As for Leonard Gates, I'm very much looking forward to the upcoming World Masters in Burlington, because Leonard Gates, I think DJ Sayer may be there, Jim Widmeyer, a lot of new faces in for the American side. And Leonard Gates is definitely in position to, I think he's already qualified for the World Masters, and it should be very exciting to see how he does.
Wow. So I believe World Masters September, October-ish.
It's the first week in October, I do believe, in Bridlington. I think it starts on a Thursday and goes all the way through to the Sunday.
And are you going to be there?
Unfortunately, I'll be in Dublin for the World Grand Prix. I'm going there for the semi-finals and the final. So
Unfortunately, I'll be in Dublin for the World Grand Prix. Maybe it's not such an unfortunate thing.
yeah, it sort of clashes with it. It always has done for some funny reason. It always has clashed with that tournament. I went to Hull a few years ago for the World Masters, and that was when Robert Thornton won the World Grand Prix against Van Gerwen in the final the same weekend, which is baffling, really, how they're both on the same weekend. But yeah, the World Masters is wide open, but obviously the media always been in a bit of turmoil at the moment with the loss of the sponsorship of Wimar, and it's on the up. They've got a new chairman on board, so we'll see over the next couple of months how things turn out. Lakeside is in question whether it's going to have the TV rights for to hold the tournament, but yeah, the World Masters, it should be brilliant with the likes of Leonard Gates and Jim Widmeyer, possibly DJ Sayer, some of the best names in the CDC coming over to England to show how they can do against some of the best that England has to offer. Helge Jonsson has a healthy lead in this leg. Nice little lead there, as he'll be coming back for 54 for a 3-1 lead on the match, of course. Matty only 10 scored, so Carl Helge Jonsson looking for 54 here to take the match and a place in tonight's final. There's the 14 double top, just inside the Icelandic double. Can he land it? Just outside. But Matty, a huge 170 finish. Can he do it? Lovely first start. Can he follow? Just underneath. A great effort, but just underneath the first start there. 72 left. But Carl Helge Jonsson, double 10, the Icelandic double to take the match. Just inside of that one. Too much. Double 5. Oh, a chance here for Matty by 72 to take us to a 5th and deciding leg. 56 left, number 16. Oh, he's into the 8th, 48 river. He's on 32. This could be a tough one, this 5. It's always a difficult one to go for. Double 2. Double 1, Madhouse. Oh, Matty. Double 16, a huge opportunity here to force a 5th and deciding leg in this one. 2 16s. There we go. The 5th and deciding leg we have. We're going all the way, folks, as these pair look to put their place in tonight's final. Just above the treble 20. It's a good 60 that from Matty. Superb. But obviously didn't find the treble, but the nice 3 darts and held it's firing into the treble 20 here. Nice. But Matty, the way he's been throwing, he could fire into that treble 20 himself. Nice and straight these. Suffering again, right around the treble. There we go, a great last start. 100 scored. Now guys, if you are enjoying our coverage, don't forget to press the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook Live, any feedback, any comments how we can make the streams better for you, then just leave a comment in the description. And I hope you're enjoying the action here, as we are. This match is a superb one to sort of cap the night off, as we're looking forward to the run into the final. Level scores here. 2-4-1 plus 2-4-1. On throw with Matty. Can he find a treble? No, another great 3 darts, but just around the treble 20 area. Helgi, if he can fire in a ton here. No, and Matty, the door opens for Matty, he's only scored 30. So yes, a nice little bit of breathing space here for Matty if he can fire in. Just a single treble will do.
60.
Just a 60, so finish though, 1-2-1. Plays 2-11. Treble 20. 80 scored, we stay there.
100.
Nice 100 there. So level pegging near enough. 111 plays 1-2-1. But Matty has this 1-2 attempt first. 61 left, it's got to be 11. For the bull.
Hit this once before.
25, very unlucky.
Right, hit it this time. Wasn't far away. It looks like I'm back just in time for the real deep of the action.
Well, Helge got to 111 to take this match. If you remember, a couple of weeks ago, he took a 164 out to book his place in the final on that particular occasion. 94 left.
57.
Right. Concentration is key here. Task number 1, get the big number. Task number 2, get the slightly smaller number.
There you go, just inside that one. Too much.
Space in the final may well be out of his hands if Helgi can single 14 and double top.
Holds it
He does
himself,
it.
takes a minute.
He does the Rob Cross in taking his time. Works for him, it works for him. Double top.
Inside of that one.
He has gone inside, gone miles inside. That might well be the last dart Helgi throws in today's tournament.
Could be good night at Vienna for him if Matty can fire in this double 4.
His way in. And there it
And he
is.
does it.
Congratulations.
Matty is into the final. Superb stuff, Robbie.
Did I miss much?
That funnily enough, that penultimate leg was superb. They both missed doubles, a bit of drama there. Matty forced the 5th deciding leg, and he this one's take double again, and deservedly so. He's in the final. But even when it's that missing, Robbie, it's so much in the top 20 area, and he deservedly booked his place. And it looks like he'll be taking on Peter.
Well, I think this is the other semi-final.
Oh yes, that's correct.
They listened to me and they granted my sorry, I had to dash out a second. I heard a massive thud, and then I heard my cat screaming like I never heard her scream before. Also, of course, I have to be the private investigator, so it turns out there was another cat in the garden.
Like an episode of Tom and Jerry to me.
It quite was, yes. Yeah. It sounded like an episode of Tom and Jerry on the darts as well. Like cat and mouse, one chasing the other, one breaking, the other breaking back. And we have 2 matches left, and both of which will feature one of Goodman's will feature the final. It'll be left hand of Goodman. Learning a bit of Hebrew as well. Talented man he is.
So yeah, respectable average ball in that last semi-final, around about the 70 mark for Matty and the 71 for Cal Helge. That's with missed doubles as well, so yeah, it was a very high standard match. At one point in that match, I did think Matty was going to take the 170 out. The treble 20 was sweet as a nut, and then the second one was just underneath it.
He's good at teasing, is Matty, with those big 3-digit finishes, especially when the bullseye is the last.
And we do have now the Gudmundsson derby to book the place in the final to take on Matty. Now, I did see that Peter was in Sweden over the weekend for the Nordic and Baltic qualifiers. He'll have got his arm nice and loose for this midweek event. It's always nice to play against some of the best players in Scandinavian darts to get him ready for this event, and I wish him all the best in the future with the Nordic and Baltic qualifiers. And it's very good to be part of it. It's very good to, even if you're not particularly one of the best players about, it's always good to play against the best players to see where you're at with your game. Peter's been doing that.
Yeah, a bit like when I played Simon Whitlock. He actually hit a 1080 against me. My highest score was probably about 40.
I think I've only ever played one professional in the exhibition. That was Andy Fordham, actually, and I felt okay. I got up there. I get stats before you start the match, and I hit back-to-back 140s. I was a shock myself. And, I think I was on a finish after 12 or 15 darts, and he hit a 160 finish against me to win. Right. So yeah, that was that.
Yeah. Fill myself up a little bit. It was when I was at university. It was, and this was before Bournemouth made the Premier League. So it was a couple of Bournemouth players, including Mark Pugh and Simon Whitlock. Of course, Whitlock beat everyone. He was a county player. Whitlock beat him. Fun little day out that was. And he saw how terrible the darts I was.
Yeah, no, Whitlock wasn't far from Bournemouth. He was based in Havant. I don't know if he's still from around that area. He was in the Isle of Wight, of course, for a bit.
Yeah, I think Portsmouth is where Whitlock might still be. I know Anderson, Scottish, but he's from
Down-on-Sea, yeah, around the... Yeah, no, I used to see Whitlock. Well, not me personally, but I've got a friend who lives on the south coast, and he always used to see Whitlock at all the local when he was struggling for his form, he sort of did a lot of the local competitions to get his confidence back, and that's the same year that he won his free Pro Tour events, which seen him get to the final of the World Grand Prix. So it sort of worked out for him playing the local little competitions to get your match practice in, confidence up a bit. Peter looking at 150, at least 58. Oh, is that in the treble? That double two?
Both in the treble by the looks of things.
Double two for the 115. Nice effort.
Yeah, that would have been a good way to go. His namesake, Bright Orange, by 60-20 for top.
Can't find it.
Can't. It wasn't far away from the double five with that second dart.
Peter returns to the board for double two, and it's there.
Left-hander, anything that side of the board, you put your mortgage on that Gudmundsson's going to hit it. A little bit like James Wade, good at that side of the board, double 10 especially.
And with that, a break throw as well.
Straight in.
Fires into treble.
Surely. Good. Right. Semi-damage. So do you think you'd be an advantage throwing first? So being Matty, who had the pleasure of throwing in the last game? Or
You're getting more time, but obviously when you play like these two are here now, you're fresh off the board. So it all depends on what you do with your time, what Matt is going to do with his time free. Maybe you could over practice and then use all your good darts on the practice board. So just a case of taking a minute, taking a minute out and relaxing for the next match.
Oh, fathers.
Yeah, we often see it in the European tour where the semi-finals play the quarter-finals. There's a big gap for the players that are playing first to playing in the final because they've extended the format as well to, I think it's the first to 7 and first to 8 legs, so from 6. So there is a bit of a wait, but some players it's different. Some players like to hammer the practice ball when they're waiting, like Matty is there in the far corner, or some players like to not throw any darts at all and just relax. I know Gary Anderson's a big fan of relaxing and sitting down and chilling out while he's waiting to play. But every play is different. Nice solid 60 there, but Peter has got an attempt at 148. It's a whole throw and double his lead. No, sorry, it's changed the scoreboard now. It's 92. Just a quick refresh of the scoreboard there. 87, treble 17 maybe. 70 left, could go treble 10 or treble 18. Leaves top, it's a great setup. And he'll be back for the chance to go 2-0 up and a leg away from the final.
indeed, going 2-0 up isn't the be-all and end-all, but it's certainly a useful certainly useful to be in the position. It means you can give a couple of legs away and still win it. Not that he'll want a clean kill, and I think that hasn't gone in. I thought it was.
Yeah, I think they don't. I think the Icelandic double tonight has got no entry sign on it at the minute because not a lot of players are hitting it.
Yeah, it's more of a Faroese double tonight.
Miles away.
Indeed, I thought he was going for treble 5. Exhibition stuff, but not quite.
So he's already hit it once. Not this time.
Well, I bet Peter wishes he was in this double 10, but it is.
Thorgeir
who is.
Double 10. Inside of that one. And again. Takes a minute. Recomposes himself. Can he fire this double 10 in? Level match. Yes, he can. It's there.
It was thrown nicely. You could hear the clatter against the other darts as it got thrown in.
2 darts as a guide, and it worked. And back on throw now.
It is Peter who has the larger average by 6 points. 70 plays 64.
Not a great start. Peter will be looking to stamp his authority on this leg.
Well, but 20 with only 2 darts needs to find a treble.
I think so.
Do
2-9.
so.
And nearly starts this third leg.
Yeah, absolutely. No one wants to lose. Well, that was a decent visit, considering the context of the last few visits for both players. Treble 20 with the last dart will give him some confidence. And he'll be hoping he can win the leg. That was a good last dart as well.
There's nothing in this leg so far. No scoring. Yeah, in regards to the who'd prefer the longer break or the match after this one, you see Matty over there practicing hard after his semi-final victory. For some players, Robbie, it's different. Some players like having a break, having a breather before they get on. Some players feel better because they've just played. It all depends on what you do with your time free. I know the European Tour, they have a lot of breaks because they do the quarter, semis and final all in the evening session.
They do indeed.
But
I think Matty,
others, isn't it?
I think Matty does take things quite slowly, so I think he will enjoy the break. It gives him a bit of time to relax, get on the practice court so we can see him. We'll be hoping that assists his final appearance. Matty did promise me he's going to win this tournament, and the promise is still very much alive.
And he's only one match away from fulfilling that promise as well.
Market, he said 1.4, which would be 40p for every pound that you put on to win back. Ali said it should be 1.04 because I'm not here.
But I think overall, Robbie, even though when he's not hitting the treble 20, his darts are really, really solid, staying very straight all around the treble, and his doubles are pretty good as well. So all in all, he's playing very well.
There is the package, and it's the lack of drift. That's the important thing, because if you get a 60 average, you can win in these sort of events, but you don't want to drift your darts into the ones and the fives. That's where your average starts to go down. And averages don't mean everything, but they're a good guide and a good basis to win matches.
Yeah, I think you'd rather stay straight and consistent, even if you get 2 or 3 60s in a row, rather than aiming for the treble too much and drifting into the 1 and 5. Just nice and straight, stay in, and that's what he's doing, and it's got into the final so far, so it's not been too bad.
64 for Thorgeir. He hit the 60 and then the 8, and then the first dart straight to the double top. Everyone was a little confused, myself included. But there we go. It's now 2-1 in favour of Thorgeir. He's now one leg away from Matty in the final.
Yeah, probably the one player that we haven't talked about yet overall, and he's 2-1 ahead, one leg away from the final, and yeah, it's starting to become reality now for him, as he's just one game away from meeting Matty, but he's got to carry on his consistency in this final leg. A lot of players have been 2-0, 2-1 up, and then sort of fell asleep. Nice 140 there, though, as Peter looks to force the 5th leg. But his namesake is straight into the treble 20. A nice ton in response, so there's nothing much in this leg, just 20 points. A great last start. It doesn't leave a finish, it's a bogey number, but he's got 120 point safety net there. It's 4-gear, 283, just a 43 visit, which gives Peter some time for this 163.
It does indeed. He'll want to leave something useful, and if he can, he'll be well on the way to leveling this game up.
And we will be in a one-leg shootout. We'll want a treble 20 here. Don't know if that last dart is a hindrance. Maybe it was. He is left himself on finish, which is certainly in Goodmanson range. We may go treble 18. We may go treble 19.
Double 16. Nice effort. Yeah, the 108. There's so many different ways you can go. You can go the 18s, the 19s, the treble 20. So many options for 108. It's perfect. Leaves tops. Piles of pressure on this double 16.
So in short, this needs to go, and he'll want to hit it with this second dart. Doesn't want to be messing around, and he's done that in perfect style. He listened to me.
So just like the last game, we're going to a fifth and deciding leg to decide who will meet Matty in tonight's final.
And I'd say that's pretty fair. Games nice even, point level, nice and competitive. So in the next few minutes, we'll decide what our final is going to be. And both start off with a healthy ton. Jorge is surely going to get at least that with his visit, if not more. Well, wasn't far away from the ton, but he will take 85 following his initial ton.
There's an awkward first start there from Peter as he just goes just below the treble. It's always difficult to adjust over that and into the treble.
Maybe it would have been more beneficial that he switched.
Nice, steady darts in from 4 gear. And the nice ton takes him down to 216. It's quite a healthy lead in this leg.
It's two big trebles needed and not trebles of that one.
And a big opening in this fifth and deciding leg. Oh, he's found the treble 20. This is a great effort. Nice ton. Maybe more. He's on a finish.
It's deflected into the 7, so plenty of time for Thorgeir.
I think he'll stay at 20s there. I could go for 19s. Yeah, it's the 20s.
56.
56 left, 16 for tops for the match.
Shot at tops.
And it's inside.
And you saw the disappointment on his face. Why couldn't I hit that? I think it was more disappointment in not getting the combination, a nice little 116 under his belt. But anyway, we'll be back for 3 darts at 20. Peter Goodmanson can put pressure on, and it's exactly what he's doing.
177.
Fantastic visit. What a fantastic. And even if Thorgeir does get this double 10,
Immense pressure on this.
indeed, Peter knows that he's done all that he can. Not an easy job. But he's made it look absolute doddle. Through to the final. Fredrickson. Lovely game there. Decent 177. Highest score of the evening. That game pretty much had its healthy averages. Healthy last leg averages. I think we're in for a treat for the final.
I think it's fair to say a lot of clubs might have crumbled under that pressure. The 177 hit, and then to fire in the double 10, the Icelandic double with the first dart. Very impressive.
Absolutely, and you know, people say, "Oh, you play the ball, not the player." You always play the player because everyone's a human being. And that 177 is and say, look, dealt with it well. First,
So yeah, we do have our final, guys. Matti will take on Forgeir Gudmundsson in tonight's final. It's going to be a cracker. Matti will fancy his chances. He's been probably the best player out of the two over the course of the evening. He's got a nice straight action, and he obviously won the first semi-final, so he's had a bit of a breather before tonight's final. But whatever the score, whoever the winner is, it's been a fantastic evening at darts. It's been a pleasure to commentate on, and we'll see very shortly who can win tonight's event.
Gerir nú Gústa tæki fyrir að lyfta spjaldið. Það áreitur að fara í yfirgang þegar Gústi fær ekki að setja spjaldið. Ég vil að fara að segja að tóna 80. Við erum að hvetja tóna 80 fyrir Gústa. Það er skúrt nú bara svo velja.
Ég sagði að það væri 40 mínútur í okkur og hann sagði að það var...
Hvað eru heads or tails? Head tails, þannig að Matti byrjar að búla við eitthvað 6 mínútur fyrst. Nei, Matti byrjar á 6 mínútur. 6 starts.
The two finalists just making their last preparations before this final gets underway. Before they bull off, of course, to decide who will throw first.
Okay, Matti can throw for the board. Outside, Matti will start the game. Game on.
So then, comes down to this best of 7 left. First to 4 and 3 could change everything, could change absolutely nothing. If history repeats itself, the last 2 games have gone for the deciding leg. This one could be a 4-3 thriller. The next 20 or so minutes surely tell that. For those of you, by the way, who have just joined us, welcome to Live Dart Iceland, where we have reached the final match. Tournament.
59.
I think it could take a leg or two for the pair to settle in, with being the final and a few nerves in there maybe. Might take the first 6 or 9 darts to sort of settle into this one. Matty's just hit a nice ton there.
60.
Matty can hit a treble here, if not two. We'll leave him on a finish. And being first to a finish is always bonus.
40.
That's how you win games. But couldn't quite do it on this occasion. Not only that, it's actually scored quite low. So it looks like Thor
90.
he's not actually managed to do that because 166 is a bogey number. And he's got Matty up the hook there. He's got two fantastic darts. A full alpha lead in 41.
140.
81 remaining. And we're back for 81.
He'll take that there, I'm sure. Well, he needs to switch it because he could leave himself another bogey.
62.
A nice switch as well.
He has. He's done a fantastic job of that last dart. Another single one. 163 couldn't check that out either. Anyway,
12.
double 12.
Kiss off that barrel. Oh,
66.
that's the worst possible slip he could have had.
9. Might be back.
Double 12, 20. Double 12 himself. It's there.
In the first sector
It's
pocket.
right in the corner. He has picked the pocket. The eagle.
104 finish there from 4 gear Goodmanson. He's break the throw of Matty as he goes 1-0 ahead. And a nice start to the second leg, 95.
Submission has been very good. 183 to not veto out.
100.
Nice solid turning response. Matty's not going away. I can see this probably going all 7 legs the way the match has gone so far. The way the corner's gone so far.
Very possible. The only slight issue, I guess,
60.
is that the Fredriksson throw has been broken.
100. $58.
Straight into treble 20 again. His first dart's been spot on. It's just the 2 following darts that have sort of let him down.
So Matty, significantly behind on this leg. Lovely first dart. Plenty of room.
100.
It's not. So Thorgeir has 6 darts from 361. It wasn't 361. It was a slight glitch in the system.
Yeah, he was on 176 and then it's...
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I was going mad. But, anyway.
Is anybody's like this? You ever can take out the...
Nice little ton there for Matty. He leaves him on a 2-darter, but Goodmanson's on one of his own.
74, treble 14.
The hit treble. Can't do so. So 20.
Big 20 here.
51.
Now, Goodmanson's familiar with this checkout, as Vito Charua will know.
Just in the background there as we speak of him, actually.
Indeed. And there we go.
Superb 83 finish.
Don't know who
from
liked that
Matty.
one. Matty or Vito.
A break throw back. And we do have a level game.
I don't think we're going to be far off, so I'm thinking it's going to go all the way.
30.
A lacklustre start from Matty. And in response, Goodmanson for a nice 99. So a break throw could be on again. But there's a lot of darts to throw before the end of this leg. So we'll see how it pans out.
Over here.
100.
Can't. It's ton. Tons are the norm. They get less than a ton. You think, what's going on? Not quite, but they're both averaging mid to high 70s.
Go.
That's a lovely first one.
Can't follow up, he will disappoint.
140.
That's wide.
Great
You
visit.
mentioned it was a good one. It was a perfect marker. It was thrown beautifully, and it was begging for another.
Yeah, the third dart just clattered right off the first one.
134.
Oh, this is a superb response. 134. And it's anybody's leg, this one.
I know. The small matter of averaging 90 and 97 in this leg.
That was a perfect first start there for the lie. Just under it would have been straight into the treble.
He's not happy about that.
140.
That is how you punish
70 left.
trebleless finish.
What kind of pressure can Matty pile on this 70?
He needs a treble. It's been hitting them all along, but he can't hit one.
And he won't be happy with that last one.
5. So
But it is a finish, which only requires one treble.
Not happy about that loose
47
dart.
left. Loose tops, but can Matty fire in this 126?
Got 83 in the last leg. You know he's capable.
Oh, can't do it now.
119. The treble 20. In the hope. Lovely set.
Great last one, superb last start. But will he get another opportunity?
Just the answer, maybe no. It's out of his hands. Looking out has been Forte Thorgeir Gudmundsson, as he has proven their first dart in hand. Double top to take the lead, and another very good throw.
His first start at doubles have been very, very good, especially at tops.
We're yet to see a hold of throw. No.
We still may be yet to see a hold of throw.
About to say that, carry like this, and we're probably not going to see one here. Well, there you go. I think he wanted to keep that trend up. He's saying, here you go, Matthew.
Just the 45. Straight into the treble. Didn't quite follow it.
140.
I was about to say, why doesn't he switch? Because it looked like, from what I could see, that he didn't have a clear sight of the treble, but he obviously did. It was a lovely last dart.
60.
And it's not with Thorgeir Gudmundsson. It's not a case of, oh, we might, we could chase around the doubles. That's fine. I mean, that's never should be the attitude anyway.
100.
But he doesn't miss his doubles. Thorgeir is scoring healthily, averaging 80, but doubles that's really checking out. In fact, in general,
140.
It's a lovely response there from Matty with the 140 of his own. So there's nothing in this leg but the throw, and he's in again.
There is quite a lot of shoulder in his action, though, if you look.
There is. After
Just sort of throw his shoulder towards the board. But
Yeah,
he's finding the treble 20 a lot with his first start, but not quite following it. Maybe that's a lot of shoulder in his action is the reason why. I'm not sure.
26.
Just comparing it with Matty, with his last dart, Matty there was a bit of shoulder and quite some forward action. But with every dart here in Thorgeir, you're right, he's thrusting forward.
41.
Let's check again to see if it was just one of those things with Matty in the last dart. So he's got a very still structure. It's a lovely treble there. His last dart.
95.
Yeah, with his last dart, he does thrust a little forward with some shoulder action. His first two darts, very, very straight.
He's got a very composed action as well. He doesn't rush into any of the shots. He sort of arms still, and then the release is nice and straight, and it's a lovely flowing action.
If that second dart from Thorgeir was a millimetre to the left, he would have had a shot over the bullseye. I think the treble 3 instead of the treble 9.
So the 135 is on. Treble 20.
Treble 20. Well, I genuinely thought he was going to get that. He had 110 left.
61.
Well, I thought I was going to go.
So 78 for a 3-1 advantage. 20 for tops. Double top.
But he only needs one dart, usually. That was a poor effort if you're talking about the Thorgeir Gudmundsson standards. Drifted over quite significantly to the left, which gives Matti perfect chance. He's now got himself a couple of darts.
And it's there. A level game, 2-2, and yet another break throw.
I thought that first dart was in the treble, which would have given him two at the
Yeah, I've
16,
noticed with Thorgeir's attempts at tops, Robbie, when he's had 3 darts in his hand, he's hit it straight away. But in the combination shots, he sort of struggled to dip the dart over the previous one.
That's an interesting statistic. Coming to you live from Tom Beresford, Statman.
41.
That's a decent finish there from Matti. Last dart in hand, and he knew he needed it as well. So credit where credit is due.
That's a good 60, just over the treble 20 bet, all 3 of those darts. 4 gears straight into treble 20. Can't quite follow it again. He's a bit of shoulder in there.
84.
84. Vitor just looking on with interest there at the back, I see.
45.
Got his coat and his hat on, so he's ready to leave. Does want some excitement for his buck. And he's in again, this Thorgeir. And again, 140. This is outrageous. Both players.
Could we possibly see all 7 legs go with a break of throw?
60.
Could we possibly? Absolutely. Will we? I'm going to suggest the answer is no, but it looks like so far that 5 legs are going to go that way.
Another great 60, just over the bed, boys. None of them are in, and that's what matters. And he's straight in there again.
83.
83, and a slip again, but it's probably not going to cost him the way the scoring stakes are at the moment. Can Matti fire in a treble?
85.
Great last dart to keep him interested. Gudmundsson was 93, just in the treble 3 there, which is 84.
84 is still check-outable. Treble 20. And no, he's been hitting the treble 20 for fun.
All the 16s here, possibly, yes. And misses it, but
32.
131 is a big ask for Matti, but not an impossible one.
Sorry, 37.
Well, they're just ensuring that the scorers are correct before they carry on. That's a little better. So Matti, 131. As his choices went to the treble 17 route.
94 left, probably treble 18 last one, and it's there.
Beautiful setup.
91.
We haven't seen much of Thorgeir needing sort of a single for a double, so I wonder how he goes there. Well, he's so good at hitting the doubles, so that's exactly what he's just done.
24, double 12.
Sorry, yes. So, I don't know if he's come up.
That's an awkward lie, but he could just come across and under it.
32.
And Matti,
Could have seen, I'm guessing not much. So, double top, take the lead.
for the first holder throw in this one, and it's there.
Fifth leg to
Here's a
Matti.
hold of throw, so we won't see 7 breaks. But more importantly, Matti is now 1 leg away from winning this match. So what I was saying earlier about this isn't going to be one for missed doubles. Kind of was.
57.
Double can change the whole complexity of the game.
You're looking to follow that one. That's the lovely dart, just under.
100.
I like that. He needed to guarantee the hundreds. I mean, he was very, very close to the treble with all 3, but
His first dart at a treble, they're all so inviting. I mean, the 170 finish I alluded to earlier, that was so close. It was literally a millimetre under the first treble.
Did he go for the ball with the last dart anyway?
60.
Let's
question? I will never know.
100.
So, Robert, what are your thoughts on the ladies qualifiers for the William Hill World Darts Championship taking place in Milton Keynes?
I've got thoughts. Whether I'm allowed to say them or not is a different story. I've got a couple of political thoughts. I can say them because it's not inflammatory at all. I think good on every single woman who has gone in for that tournament. Every single one, good on them.
100.
I think it's going to be competitive. It's going to be fun. I'd like to hope it's going to be streamed. And whilst I'm not a spokesperson for any darts corporation, darts personality, whatever, I would say that I think they should still be able to play in a BDO if they want, because I think it will do nothing but actually help the BDO and think, oh, people can see these women playing at the PDC. What an honour! They might want to follow them over to the BDO as well. So I think it would do nothing but improve and boost the women's darts. I, for one, cannot wait, because it's, I would say it's uncharted territory in that, yeah, we've seen the odd women's thing in the PDC before. A couple of women in the UK Open, a couple of women at Q School, and Anastasia, and she whose name I can't remember, the World Championship. 2010, we also saw Women's World Championship as well, that Stacey Bromberg won. But generally, it's the men in the PDC. So I'm very, very excited, as I'm excited to see if this dart's going to go in double 12 for the match.
And it's there. He's got it.
Matthias Orn promised he was going to win, and that's why Matty has won today's tournament. Congratulations to him. Three highly competitive matches to finish off, 2 semis and the final. Your thoughts, Tom?
Well, yeah, it had it all really. High scoring, great, superb finishing in the end. Matthias. The 81 finish there, and yeah, finishing probably throughout the match. Scoring very, very impressive. 74 average, place 76 average, probably the best averages of the tournament, and how fitting to do it in a final.
Totally agree. Great entertainment. In that last match, I was just thinking this is kind of like Taylor and Lewis at the Grand Slam 13. Maybe not quite to that average, but playing really, really well. Anything can happen. Turns out it was a missed double 12 by Jorge. That might it has been our pleasure to hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. We'll be seeing you very shortly. Another. Joining us, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thanks to Robbie there, and thank you for all the viewers for watching this evening's action. It's been a great evening of action. Matthias Orn Fridriksson winning the event 4-2 against Þorgeir Gudmundsson. Thank you very much for joining us, and until next time, that's it from Live Darts Iceland.
Þú tókst út alltaf í fyrstu.